So I'm live here with Billy Chia from Twilio, and we're live at Kranky Geek here in San Francisco. It's actually hosted at Google, which is kind of cool and weird at the same time. In the background, we got the beautiful Bay Bridge, and we're going to be talking about some stuff today about Twilio and how it works with Bluemix, and also some of Billy's background as well. So, Billy, how'd you get into Twilio? Kind of how'd you get started?
Yeah, so my background, like a lot of the folks here at Kranky Geek, is in voice over IP. So I spent a lot of time doing Asterisk in the Asterisk community.
Down into VoIP big time, man.
Down into the VoIP. So through my Asterisk experience, I spent some time working at Digium. I was a product marketing manager for Asterisk for a season. Asterisk was early into WebRTC. Twilio was early into WebRTC. So, I've pretty much been a part of the WebRTC community and the VoIP community for a long time.
Sweet.
So through those, I'm hanging out at Twilio now, doing product marketing, and it's pretty exciting.
Cool. So I know what this red jacket is, so explain to everyone else what this really cool red jacket is. So there's like questions there.
We get some questions in too.
Yeah.
So,
Hi from Raleigh, hello.
The red jacket is when you come to work at Twilio, you have to earn the track jacket by building an app on Twilio. So everyone, whether you work in finance, whether you are in HR, even if you're not an engineer, you have to build an application on Twilio so that we can have empathy for our customers.
That's a great idea, it really is.
So I earned my track jacket by building a WebRTC app so I could video call with my daughter.
Oh, cute.
That was my track jacket app.
Nice. So what do you do at Twilio?
So I work in product marketing, and I get to work with what I think are some of the most exciting parts of Twilio. So I get to work with our contextual real-time comms products, our new products that we just rolled out, things like Twilio Video, Twilio IP messaging, which lets you do in-app chat that's IP-based rather than SMS-based, but also focusing on what we call at Twilio the developer experience. So these
are the most important experience.
That's right.
All
of the other experiences are second to the developer experience.
Yeah.
So we like to have developer tools, things like our monitor tool that make it easier to build apps and surface information that's helpful to the developers. So focusing on developer experience is also a big part of my job at Twilio that I'm excited about.
So what really gets you jived every day about going to work? What's your favorite thing about Twilio? What's your favorite thing about WebRTC, the type of thing that gets you really out of bed every day?
Well, so interestingly enough, I get to work on
With this sexy jacket on every
day. I get to work on very exciting, cutting-edge technologies, the newest of the new. I get to hear about very cool things that are being developed every day. But the thing that I love the most about Twilio is the team that I get to work with.
Yeah, people make it.
The people absolutely make it. So my favorite parts of the day are the people on my team and the customer conversations that I get to have. I think that's the best part of any job.
We're just before we started, you were talking to a lady next door about her use case for Twilio. That's kind of cool.
Right.
Well, here's a question. Should it be something cool? The question about do you use WebRTC and Apple TV together? I don't even know if that's possible yet. And I saw with Apple's announcement yesterday about actually writing apps on Apple TV now.
That's an interesting use case. My gut vibe on that is no, given that Safari doesn't support WebRTC.
Yeah, that's fun.
I'm not familiar with the Apple TV API. I mean, does it run JavaScript, or can you?
I think it actually can run iOS apps now on Apple TV.
Apple TV, so you can use a Twilio iOS SDK, which we've embedded WebRTC into that SDK.
Yeah.
So if you could write an iOS app and run it on Apple TV. Maybe.
Yeah, that would work.
Depending on the APIs.
I guess you could have that would be a giant video conferencing screen.
I don't know how different the Apple TV APIs are from the actual iOS APIs.
Yeah, I haven't dug into these, but that could be really cool. So we're at Kranky Geek, obviously. This is discussing WebRTC. We've seen some really cool things about some of the really cool technical stuff with WebRTC. So what the directions it's going. What are you most looking forward to get out of this conference?
So I think the exciting parts today are you got great representation. So Mozilla is here. We actually just heard from Niels from Mozilla.
Yep.
They talked about their roadmap. Chrome is also talking about their roadmap.
Yeah, I'm really excited to hear that as well.
Microsoft is also talking about their roadmap.
It's a bummer there's no one here from Apple.
I know.
Safari.
So if Apple wants to come join the party,
That'd be great.
they're a little bit left out, but I think that is what's very exciting about today. You have broad representation across tons of leaders in the space. Of course, Twilio is talking as well, which we might be missing. So that's what.
I think Rob is online in like an hour, so I think
we're good to go.
Yeah.
So I can miss whoever's talking now because I want to see Rob from Twilio give his session.
No, it's actually interesting as a service provider, actually getting to hear what's coming up in some of the future browsers, so you know how to kind of play out the product.
Right.
Cool. So obviously we have you on because we like working with you guys a lot. And there's some great synergy between Bluemix and Twilio. Where do you kind of see that going? Why is Bluemix and Twilio such a great partner together with communication apps?
Yeah, this has been exciting. So first of all, of course, hanging out with Jeff. That's probably the best part of the Twilio and Bluemix synergy. But I think from a developer perspective, if you are building an application, there are all kinds of problems that you need to solve. So first you need to think about, where am I going to host my app? How am I going to get access to all the resources? So the thing I personally love about Bluemix is that it gives you instant access to all of these tools as a platform. So access to open source tools, access to different APIs. Bluemix as a platform to host your app is a way that developers can get started much more quickly with their application. Of course, if you build an application, and it doesn't matter if it's entertainment-based or maybe you have a game, maybe you have some type of services app, whatever it is, if you have more than one person using that app together, you really want a way for them to be able to talk to each other. So you want to be able to have in-app chat, you want to be able to do a voice call with them, maybe while they're using the app, or a video call while they're using the app, instead of leaving your mobile app to go over to, like, say, the phone app, right? So I think Twilio brings the communications part, and Bluemix brings that platform hosting part. So together, I think that is a powerhouse. The other end of that is because Twilio and Bluemix are partners, you can build on it today, and that we're going to continue to invest in a relationship so that down the road it becomes an even better experience.
You couldn't even said it any better. Should I just put the jacket on, you do my job, now I can do yours?
There you go. We can trade the jackets.
And, I don't have a shirt to give you. I do have one on my own at home. I should have just brought it.
So now,
now I can do Billy's job now.
Why is Twilio such a great? What do you love about Twilio?
I mean, honestly, as a developer, with Twilio, it's great. You can use everything as a REST API, and I'm personally a Node guy, so I'll talk about this. I love the Twilio NPM module for Node. It's so easy to do. All these incredibly complex routing and video and voice calls and texting, and I don't want to know how to write. I use a ton server, do any of that stuff. I don't care how any of that works. I just want to do a REST API call, and it gets there, and I want to be able to send out text messages, just do voice, now obviously video. It's just so easy. Everything always works. It's great.
Hey, Russ.
It's a little hot in this jacket. So, last question before we sign off, and we can get back to the conference and go check it out. What would you recommend to yourself 5 years ago? Someone's trying to get into a different job, or they're trying to learn new things. What would you recommend to someone trying to, I guess, make themselves better in the industry? Or tips you would love to have 5 years ago?
For sure. So I think I'm actually pretty fortunate. I was actually thinking if I could talk to myself 5 years ago, what advice would I give myself? And actually, DeLorean. Well, I probably would say keep on the track you're on. And there's specific things that I think I was able to engage with. So the first is deepening my own software writing skills. So even though I had an IT background, and maybe if your background's in networking or things like that, learning software development is absolutely key. And so I've worked in networking, in software, in IT, and then in marketing. And you wouldn't think of those roles as software development roles, but that is absolute key, is to learn software development. There's so many good resources today.
Yeah, that's interesting you mention that, because with everyone having to do the track jacket apps at Twilio, everyone really understands the technical side of the business, and you can really empathize more with your customer at that point. So even if someone comes to Twilio and they've never written a line of code in their life, we partner them with a coach and teach them some software development. And I literally think that's key for everybody, is to learn to write a little bit of software. There's tons of resources for that. And then continual reading. There's so many great books. One that I've been recommending a lot recently is Made to Stick. One of my favorite books, and I think if you are always reading and always learning, that's kind of the best advice. Cool. Thank you so much. That's about it for today. Thanks for Billy hanging out with us. We got to get back to the conference and go see some really cool WebRTC stuff. And thanks again for watching. One quick question, actually. We should... That program, IBM. Oh yes. The question was we should use that program inside IBM. Yes. We're going to start doing that very, very soon. It's a great idea. Okay, thanks everyone.